G'day guys, how's it going? Alright, what we're going to do today is a review on a little white gas camp stove, and it's called the Svea. Well, yeah, the Svea. It's Swedish, so I'm not going to be pronouncing it correctly, I'm sure. Svea 123 stove. Now, Mike from Florida sent this to me. He sent this to me, I picked it up a couple of days ago, and I did all this bloody video footage of me getting it, and it was at night time, and I couldn't get this stupid thing to bloody well work. I finally figured out what the problem is, and we'll go into that. Now, this is not a new system. I'm not going to do such a review of it because it's actually, I believe from what the research that I've done is that it's the very first compact hiking white gas stove ever made. So it was actually made back in 1950. They've done one upgrade to it, and I think that was a few years later, which I'll talk about that as well. But this is it. So this is what turned up in the mail. So that's it, Svea 123. Now, if you look at it, this isn't a brand new stove, although you can buy this. So if you go, Optimus bought this company out, and I think it was in 1950, no, 19, I don't know, they bought it out at some stage. So you can actually still buy this brand new. But this is not brand new, and I love it because look at that. Is that like 1970s, 1980s marketing? Look at that, the old orange and lemon. That is cool as. And it's even cooler when you get to see it. I've never seen this before, never heard of it. And I think obviously here in Australia, I had a look, I can't see where you can actually buy it here in Australia. So obviously it's a European slash USA type of thing. All right, let's get in, have a look at it. Rightio guys, so I've got to be very careful because this is old packaging, and look at it, it's just, I love this old stuff. Get this out. Look at it, even has all the old, it's all like old and wrinkly. I love this stuff. So that's the instructions, and it's got pretty good bloody instructions with it. The old warning bits and pieces. So what this is, so it's got this cover, it's a pot. Got a little thing in here which is your little pot handle. Do that, hey presto. Bloody ripper. Then on here, this is the windshield and also the pot holder. It has a little key. We'll just turn and lift that up. The key comes out through there, over there, and that's it. I mean, check this out, would you? That is just awesome. So this is solid brass. This key goes on here, which adjusts the what do you call it, the flame and all that kind of stuff. It has this little indentation here, which I'll explain how that works. And then around here is your cap, which is where you put your fuel in. That's it. Rightio, so I'm just going to give you a really big close-up on it, just so you can see how awesome this thing is. So like I was saying, it's all solid brass. Now it's made in Sweden, as we know. The Swedish people build things really, really good. I mean, just to look at this thing, it's magical. I could rub this, and I'm sure a Swedish genie's going to jump out of it. Now, I said that I couldn't get the bloody thing started. I was just so wrapped in this thing, and I figured you would use methylated spirits in it. That's what you use in the Trangia. Works brilliant. So I was trying to run this stove with methylated spirits, but I can tell you it does not work. And I tried and I tried. I did, I don't know, over 10 times, because there's a whole process to doing it. Flames going up everywhere. Bloody the bench on fire. I figured out the next day, I nearly gave up on it. I was actually editing the footage, and I'm thinking to myself, do these guys really want me to be watching me going through this process, all to have it not actually work? Because I'm thinking, okay, so it's an older thing, it's a second hand, I'm presuming. Maybe there's something wrong with it, just it doesn't work. It would kind of like start to work and then it wouldn't and go out. Anyway, long story short, shellite. This is what you need to use. So if you ever have something like that, now I'm not 100% sure on this. Obviously, methylated with spirits, we know we use that and it evaporates away very quickly, doesn't leave a residue. So how this thing works is that inside here is some wicking type thing. We actually pulled all this apart to see if we could fix it. And that wick runs up to here. So that's drawing the fuel up to here. But what you do is you pour some of the fuel on the top there, you light that, so all the flame comes up here. And when I was doing it, I was spilling it and there was flames coming up all over the joint. What that does is that starts to heat this up here and it pressurizes this tank. So then the tank, as we know with a plastic petrol can, put it in the sun, it expands. So that's what happens in here. And then what happens is when you open this up, it pushes that gas up and it's basically fine mist. And that's what lights, and that's how. Now this thing sounds like a jet engine when it's running. It's really, really cool. So, out of all that and all my frustrations in doing it, do not use methylated spirits in a stove like that. I never knew it. You guys are mostly going, yeah, well that was bloody stupid, Mark. Use, here in Australia, what we have for the white gas is shellite. You can go to Bunnings and buy that stuff. So this thing weighs 550 grams. It is 130 millimeters tall and 100 millimeters wide like that. So that's quite a compact. I mean, you're thinking back in the 1950s when they first brought this thing out, that was a very compact thing. Now this was a very, very popular stove. It was only until, because this has to run on shellite or whatever that white gas fuel is, other stoves that came out that could run on a lot wider different types of fuel systems, this didn't. This started to lose the top of the bloody stove ladder, whatever you want to call it. But it has a huge following because basically people call them, it's bulletproof in the way that it runs. I didn't think that when I was first trying to do it. Cool. Now this thing was, like I said, brought out in 1950. They did make a change on it. So the difference, the one that I've got is the Svea 123R. Even though it doesn't mention it on there, there was a change. Now the reason why they did the change, and here's a picture of both of them. The main thing that you can see is one of them, the part that comes out where the key goes onto it is sloped down, whereas the other one is horizontal. The key's a little bit different. But why they made that change was that they used to give you a little needle that you'd poke down it to keep where the gas came out clean, but people kept losing it. So they built an inbuilt one, and I'll just show you now. Let me try this from a different angle. So here we go. There's that little needle. See how that needle goes in and out? So using the key, you can basically clean this on the fly. Now I want to show you what I think is awesome, which was something against that Trangia that I was a little bit annoyed about. So this is the pot holder. Obviously it comes with a pot. Mike was saying, now Mike's actually got one that he's had for 30 years. Now he mentioned to me that he doesn't use this to cook with. It's just basically a cover. He has his own pots that he uses. But put that on there, no worries, works. Now the thing is, my little cup, look at that, my little cup works on there perfectly. Now if you've got bigger pots, just turn those out. Beautiful, nice and stable. All right, I know you're going, come on Mark, get the bloody thing up and going. We're getting there now. Before I do that, I want to say, Mike, thank you very much, mate. I'm going to treasure this thing. I just think it's absolute awesome. Now, just to show you how to pull this thing apart. So basically that just comes off like that. This pot thing sits in there. You've got the key. The key has a little hole that it sits in. Now the key part is on a chain, is a little bit, bit of mucking around, but it's not too bad. So I just dropped that down there. You can see that this has got an indentation there. So I just turn that and then, oh, hang on, where am I? I'm lost. There you go, that comes off. Grab that key out. It seems a little bit more because I'm trying to do it for the camera. Rightio, so I've got that off, move that out the way. Now this key has some little tool holes in it, and that's for undoing and tightening bits and pieces on this. This key sits on here. Now we've got our shallite, not metho. Basically pour this in here. Now I must admit, when I pull this apart, it's not functioning 100% like it should be. Something to do with this turning. I haven't done it right and I have to work that out. So all I've got to do is light this stuff up. Like that. Once this goes out, or you can even while it's still going, but at the moment it's just got to heat up and pressurize. Now the problem that I'm having at the minute is that I can't fully turn this off, so it'll actually most probably start off by itself. There you go, guys. So it's already starting to go itself. If this was to run out, I would then just basically light that up. I'm actually going to just quick, so I can make this quicker, I'm going to pour some more of this shallite in. Just to get it going a bit quicker. Whoa, look out! Oh, I'm such an idiot. I had that cap loose. That's got to be tight so it creates the pressure. Righto guys, I'm going to do this again. I stuffed that up. Look, you can see that's already bloody hot. Oh! There we go. Now we're getting some pressure. So now, this is the fiddly bit with this key. That through there. Oh, love it, God. Key back on there. There you go. Is that not awesome? What do you think? It really gets going. Pumps out that heat. He's already going off. Rolling away. Man, that thing gets bloody red hot. So there you go, guys. That's the Svea 123, and it's the R model, so not the original one. I reckon that's a ripper. Now, this isn't something that I'm going to carry with me. You know, my gas stove thing is just so simple, so easy. But this is, I don't know, this is absolutely cool. Fantastic. So this will be something that I bring out and just muck around with. You know, I might take it out if I'm going to do a cookzada just for the hell of it. I might have it sit up here somewhere just as a ornament that I can use it as well. All right, I'm going to stop bloody rambling on, guys. Mike, again, thank you very much, mate. Mike also sent me some badge patches and stickers and bits and pieces. So in the next man cave, I'll do that. Now I've also been sent. Actually, the next day I got sent another little stove. So I'll do another one. Obviously, I'm not going to do any cooking because you guys will get sick of that bloody crap. All right, I'm shutting up, guys. Keep on riding, and if you ain't riding, keep on keeping on.